Hi there, my name is Eli and welcome back to my channel, Draculijah. And in today's video, I am working on another Monster High reroot. This time it is Twyla from Skulltimate Secrets, Series 5, Garden Mysteries. Now, I know I have two Twylas in front of me, but I will only be rerooting one of them today. Maybe sometime in the future down the line, if I get bored, I'll reroot the second one. But today, I'm only doing one, this one right here. This was my first one, and then I got this duplicate a couple weeks ago on sale for like $15. I love Twyla, and I don't normally get doubles of Skulltimate Secrets, but I had to because I think she's so stunning. Her face is my favorite Twyla face we've had so far, and I love her fashion. I love this doll so much, and I've already rerooted the two other dolls from Garden Mysteries, Venus McFlytrap and Draculaura, and I really love how both of those projects turned out, so I have to do good today on Twyla. Like, I have to give her justice. I think I will. We shall see. She's got nice hair, but it is polypropylene, as most of you know. So a long-time tradition on my channel is I get rid of the polypropylene hair and replace it with saran. And the colors I'm working with today, let me show you. This is the color story I'm working with. I kind of want to do like a pastel fantasy, and also I'm adding some silver, which we haven't seen on Twyla before, but I want to like try to, think outside the box and do something different. I love this purple hair, but like I cannot color match this unless I use nylon. So I'm trying to use like what I have on hand and come up with a fun idea. And I have these colors on hand. I actually, funny enough, this is silver that is blended with some like shades of purple. And I blended this hair forever ago, thinking I would use it on a Claudine reroot. That just never happened. So like I have to use this. Okay, this is a lot of doll hair. So this is our color story. The purple over here is Kismet from Doll Planet. This blue is from RestoreDoll. This is sky blue. I used this blue on a Frankie project recently. And then I don't know the name of the silver. I'll put it in the video description, but it's a silver doll hair. I think it'll look good, like a pastel silver fantasy for Twyla. And I'm even debating if I should change her brows to be a little bit lighter, like a lighter purple. I don't know, maybe the dark brows will look good with the light hair. I don't know, we shall see. But like if I have to, I'm willing to try and like change her brows up. Don't quote me on that. We'll see how I feel. But that is the plan for today. Let's go ahead and prep Twyla for the reroot and get this project started. All right, let's begin prepping Twyla for the reroot. First step, I take a hairdryer, heat up the head. That way the head is nice and soft and squishy, and then I can yank the head off pretty easily. I like to use heat, and I use a hairdryer. I know some people prefer using boiling hot water. Whatever works for you, as long as you can safely take off the doll head from the body. From there, I'm going to snip off all of Twyla's hair. I start off with her pigtails just because, I don't know, they're kind of easy to cut off. And I was looking at her and I was like, wait, why does she kind of rock this short hairstyle? I love short hairstyles on dolls. I really gotta figure out what's a good way to do that on one of my future dolls. But Twyla was rocking it. She was really rocking it. And then from there, I'm gonna just trim the hair as short as I can. And then I take a flathead screwdriver and just scrape out all of the plugs so they are, out of the head and just sitting inside this head essentially. After that, I take some needle nose pliers and yank all the hair out. This is so satisfying. It just feels good to get those big chunks out. I always have a lot of fun doing this. And then once all the hair is removed, you are almost ready to begin your reroot. My last step that I think really helps is I submerge the head in some boiling hot water, and it kind of helps to shrink and tighten those plugs on the head. That way when you go in with the reroot, your hair just sits and feels more snug in place. And in this particular reroot, I'm also taking off Twyla's scalp with some acetone. My hair color is not going to be this dark purple, so I wanted to remove that. And now I can begin rerooting Twyla. So I'm starting off with my silver hair and I'm sectioning out my plugs. It really is a, subjective thing on how much hair you need to separate, but you'll get the feel for it over time. You don't want it too thick and you don't want it too sparse. It really is like a perfect science. And I also don't count out how much hair I separate. It really is just a pure vibe at this point. Like when I'm looking at it and I'm separating it with my rat tail comb, I just kind of know how much hair I should be separating and sectioning out. And then from there, I will pick up the individual plugs with my rereading tool and plug away and stick the hair into the head. That is the process. You just keep repeating this over and over until eventually the doll has a new head full of hair. And it seems really easy, but you know, there's a lot of finesse that comes with rerooting, things that, you know, you just get better with over time. But I think like from beginning to end, it's really not that difficult. It's just, you need a lot of willpower and determination to, you know, go through these repetitive processes over and over and over again. For me, I have mustered up that willpower because I love the end results, and that's what motivates me. So find whatever motivates you. You know, if you think you could take this type of project on and conquer it and come out on the other end with a completed doll with a fresh new head of hair, and that motivates you, perfect. And this might be the hobby for you. Also, I didn't show this, but Twyla, this silver hair, because I blended it, it's very uneven in length, and prepping this doll for the reroot and like sectioning out these plugs took a long time because I was fixing the length, which I don't show that part on camera. I have shown it and talked about it before, but I want to add that context because in these clips, it looks really easy. Like this process just flies on by. But even though these clips are sped up and I'm just showing you kind of the meat and potatoes, there's a lot more work that's going on behind the scenes, from sectioning out the hair, evening out the length, etc. And yeah, I'm also using 3 hair colors in today's reroot: silver, purple, and blue. So, you know, the more variables you add, like different hair colors or, you know, different types of placement for the hair, it's going to complicate things. I like to complicate things because I think it makes for a more dynamic end product. I really like my reroots to feel unique and custom. I'm already taking out all of this doll's polypropylene hair. Might as well have fun with it and put my own spin on it. You know, there's some projects where like I like to do faithful recreations, and then there's some like Twyla today where I just want to put my own spin on it, be creative, and explore the character's theme and color story, but you know, with my own creativity involved. So that's why I love rerooting, and I'm really happy with how she's looking so far. Hi there. Okay, quick little doll intermission. I don't normally do this, but I am working on Twyla, and this is as far as I am on her reroot. She's taking me a while. I don't know why, but here she is. And I want to add some color for her highlights. I'm sort of doing this pattern of like 3 plugs and then skipping 1. So there's like some gaps right there, if you can kind of see it. And I want it to look like nice striped highlights, kind of like classic Frankie Stein, but Frankie's highlights are like very tight. The stripes are very tight knit. These stripes are a little bit more wide, I suppose. I don't know. But I'm debating if I want to do those highlights in this purple color right here or this blue color. So I'm just brainstorming. But while I've been working on this reroot, the pre-orders for Skulltimate Secrets Series 5 dropped. And I did pre-order Claudine and Frankie on Amazon. I'm very excited. But it kind of just got me brainstorming their future eventual reroots, because I know I'm going to want to reroot those dolls. So I'm sort of taking some time to look at my stash of doll hair. And I've never shown this in a video, and I thought it might be fun. It's a little bit bonkers how much hair I have stockpiled. But I love rerooting, so don't judge. But I'm going to show y'all. Here is all of the doll hair. Not even all of it. There's some more. I have a lot of doll hair, okay, y'all? But I want to go through this with y'all, show you like all of the doll hair I have stockpiled, and see if I can pull hair that will work for future reroots. You might see some other hair for other projects that are to come. I'll show y'all. But I haven't shown this before. And I thought it'd be fun because it's part of my creative process that I just do on my own. And I'm like, why not let y'all in to more of that process and show you all of my doll hair. So let me turn the camera around and I'll show you guys how much hair I have to work with. All right, let me show all of you guys my doll hair stash. It's a lot, but I thought this would be fun to sort of reveal part of the process for rerooting. I never showed this part. It's a lot, but I think it'd be fun to kind of reveal a little bit of behind the scenes what I have going on here, okay? So let me show you everything. In this bag, I have some miscellaneous items. Here is some of the tinsel that I use. Love my tinsel. This is, if you want to look this up, this is called Crystal Flash Tinsel, and I think it's commonly used for like fly fishing or like fishing lures. So whenever I try to look up this tinsel, I always had such a hard time finding it. Like if you Google like hair tinsel or look up hair tinsel, you don't really find this stuff right here. So look up Crystal Flash Tinsel and you'll find it. Here's some curly hair. This is curly saran that I have for a future reroot. We'll see if I ever get to it. It's kind of like not high on my list, but I grabbed this hair because I thought it was nice. And then here's some curly nylon for a future Buried Secrets Claudine reroot. I've never worked with curly hair, so, you know, we'll figure it out as we go, but hopefully this project ends up turning out nicely. I think it will. And then, okay, here is the big stash, the big kahuna. Okay. This is a lot of doll hair. So this is some nylon that I got for an Abby reroot for Core Abby. It hasn't happened yet, but it will happen one day. I try to do as close of a color match. I really like Dollyhair because you can like do custom color combos like this to try to get, you know, your own color blend. Love them for that. Here is this really pretty pink saran. This is a new color from Doll Planet. I really like it. I feel like it's hard to find pastel pinks in saran, but Doll Planet's been putting some more on their website. There's a new color too that I really want to get, but this blushberry is gorgeous. And then these two pinks are nylon. I'm gonna blend these for a future Buried Secrets Draculaura reroot. So hopefully that looks nice. And then some fuchsia saran hair, love that. Okay, this was a mistake, but I'm going to use this hair for a future reroot as well. It's nylon, so take your guesses, but I love this color blend. It's so pretty. We have some orange hair. This is from my Rainbow Frankie reroot. Just some orange saran. Okay, silver. This is actually the silver that I'm using on my current Twyla reroot. It is the color Silver Bullet, but for my Twyla reroot, I blended some different like lilac purples in there, but this is the base color, just this silver color from Dollyhair. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, this is Ice White from Dollyhair. I like this white, but I don't feel like it's that white. Like it is, but it's almost a little yellow tinge. And I've already rerooted an Abby Abominable with this hair before, and yeah, I just wish this was a little bit wider. So if you know like a less yellowy white in saran, please let me know where to go and where to look. I have lots of purple. Okay, so I think like 2 years ago, Doll Planet had a Black Friday sale for different color bundles and stuff, and all the hair was like 50% off, so I stockpiled, and I still have a lot of that hair. So these are all different colors. I don't even know if all of these are still available on Doll Planet's website, but different shades of pinks and purples in saran. This color, Rockin' Robin. Love this blue color, one of my favorites. More purple. Okay, this is from RestoreDoll in Ethereal Green. Love this green. Oh, it's so pretty. It's like an olive shade. This is some Royal Mint. Azure Blue. Love this blue. I feel like this is different from Rockin' Robin. Like Rockin' Robin is a little bit more green toned, where Azure Blue has less of that green. And I know it's very subtle, but like these to me are different. Like they are different, you know? Phthalo Blue, love this color. This is very Cleo. Like these colors give me like very Cleo vibes, you know? Love, love, love. This is leftover from an Abby reroot, leftover from a Frankie reroot. A lot of this is like scraps, you know? We have some blondes, Lady Luck, Beloved Blonde, more Lady Luck. I love like a platinum blonde. Ooh, so pretty. We have some pinks here, Little Bow Pink, Candy Kiss. I like this pink, more of like a, this is too salmon. Like a lot of saran pinks lean orange, salmon, and I don't love that. More Rockin' Robin. Ooh, this I used on a recent Frankie reroot, and I'm using this on my current Twyla reroot. Sky Blue, my favorite. I love this hair. Just Peachy. More blonde tones. This is Cupcake Pink from Dollyhair. This is cute. This is cute. Still a little peachy, but I still like it. I have some black. This is both nylon, but some nylon from Dollyhair, some nylon from Doll Planet. I don't know why I have two black nylons, but I do. Limeade, love this color. Very versatile. Nice green. More purple. Raspberry, love this color as well. Like a nice wine maroon shade. Use that a lot. Good Karma. I like this color, but I remember the texture not being my favorite. Like this isn't as silky as some of the other sarans. I remember not liking the texture of this hair. More scraps. This is a little bit of leftover Azure Blue, leftover from Agulia reroot. More purple, lots of purple. Rosemary. This one's nice. This is a nice shade of pink. More scraps. Some black, like barely any hair there. Some saran black. I need more. I'm almost out of black hair for saran, so I'm gonna need to get more of this soon. More purple, some leftover ice white, red revolt. This is yeah, I think this is just like a pure red. I think this was also for my Rainbow Frankie Pride reroot. Some brown hairs, Sierra Vista, nitrous. I love a good old brown hair. You know, it's kind of plain, but it's nice. Red wine. This is very similar to raspberry. These might be like almost the same exact hair color, actually, just different brands. This is French rose. Don't love that. This is like a beautiful, I love a green that's kind of like snot, like biohazard. Ugh, I love this color right here. So lime from RestoreDoll. Have not used it, but I love it. I love it so much. Two different yellows, mellow yellow and dandelion. This one's way more neon. This one's more, well, dandelion. And sometimes you need yellow hair, so that's why I have it. More purple, but this is a color blend from a previous Claudine reroot. This is Amberwood. This is my first reroot I ever did. Love this color. Just peachy, like a peachy blonde. Lots of locks. I probably can do a whole doll with all of these locks. So a lot of extra hair there. Some more mint. This mint is different than my other mint though. I swear it's different. Let's see. You see that? This one is royal mint. This one's mint ice. They're very different. Well, not that different, but I can see the difference. Okay, we have, this says Blue Hawaii, but this is a different color from a Torlai reroot. This is left over from a Draculaura reroot. I should really label things, but I don't. Cinnabar. Ooh, this reminds me of Chapel Roan. I love this color. Okay, more purples, some leftover micro braids, a little bit of this white from a Frankie reroot. This is nylon. This is leftover custom color blend from my Abby reroot. Some brown. Ooh, some peachy shades. What do we got here? Rose quartz, okay. Georgia peach and tropical peach. I like the peaches. Ooh, those are nice. See, this is like pastel pink rose quartz, but this still to me is a little salmon. Like, it's just a little salmon leaning. I think I even used this in my Iridescent Draculaura reroot, and it's just like, I wish it was pinkier, if that makes any sense. Some neon nylon, yellow, leftover pink, like scraps. More scraps, more scraps. This pink is gorgeous though. Okay, that is all of my saran hair. I have a couple bits of hair that are set aside for a future Cleo reroot, so I don't want to spoil that, but this is what I work with, okay? I know this looks a little bonkers, but I love rerooting, and I buy hair on sales, or I buy it for projects and then save it for future use. So, you know, I reroot a lot. I've rerouted like 20 plus dolls, so I know I will use it. And, you know, it's good to have on hand. At least that's what I'm telling myself. Okay, that's a little bit of my doll hair behind the scenes. Now, let's get back to the reroot. Okay, I cleaned up, put all of my hair away, and now, today, this part of the reroot, I am working on my bed. I like to switch up my environment every now and then. You know, usually I work on like a desk, a nice hard and flat surface, but today I'm on my bed. Probably not great for my posture or my back, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm watching some YouTube and I'm getting this shit done. I always put on a good YouTube video and I, you know, plug away, and that's why I do a voiceover, because like I can't do two things at once. I've tried it. When I like try to talk and reroot at the same time, it doesn't work out. So I need to like get distracted, put on a video so I can like mindlessly plug away. And I also like this angle. It's a little bit more of like a wide angle that's further away, but hopefully you can see more of the process from like picking up the hair with the rereading tool, plugging it in the head. I think I might even have a clip in here of me sectioning out some more doll hair, just to kind of help you get a better idea of what this process looks like. We're maybe midway point here. Also, FYI, I decided for this project, I'm not doing pigtails on Twyla, which is kind of wild because I love pigtails. It's like my favorite hairstyle ever. I have to like actively resist giving my dolls pigtails because I don't want them to all look the same, and I love that hairstyle, but I'm doing something different for Twyla. I came up with an idea. I think it's gonna look nice. I wanna do a different hairstyle, so we're switching things up a little bit. I wanna do like the Ariana Grande Glinda hairstyle with like the hair pulled back and some curls. So You'll see how it looks in the end. I think it's gonna look good, but I'm a little nervous. We'll see how it turns out. Okay, let me describe this. Okay, so we have the very bottom is the hairline. Then I'm doing a plug of silver, like a whole row of silver, then a whole row of purple, then another whole row of silver, then a whole row of blue, and I keep alternating that. So silver, purple, silver, and now we're back to blue. And I'm thinking this pattern will make really, really nice and colorful curls. We'll see, but I love doing shit like this. I love just playing with the colors and having fun with it, and like seeing these colors together. Oh, it's gorgeous. It reminds me a little bit of Rainbow High Margot de Perla. It reminds me of like a unicorn. I just love this color fantasy. It's so pretty. And that's why I like Monster Highs, because they're very, very fantastical dolls with fun hair, right? It's not just like neutrals and blondes and browns. Like, it's very, very fantastical. So I'm very excited for how Twyla is looking so far. All right, and back to rerooting we go. I'm so close. I feel like I'm so close to finishing. I can see the finish line and I'm almost there. I can taste it. But real quick, I did want to show me sectioning out my plugs just a little bit more in detail, because I always feel like I do a bad job describing this process because it's very esoteric and very vague. I'm always like, it's a feeling, it's a vibe. You'll know when you know, and that doesn't help much. So I hope these clips you can kind of see a little bit better just how much hair I section out for my rerooting and my plugs. And like I said, that process to me is the most daunting, because you're also handling that huge hank of loose hair, and it can be scary having to pick up that hair over and over again. I have seen some comments where people are like, Eli, how do you keep your hair so organized? Like, when I reroot, my hair gets all over the place, right? And I don't know, it's just, you have to be very careful handling and picking up that loose hank of hair. Because yeah, this project and rerooting, it can go south very quickly. It can get very messy. Your hair can get all over the place. So take things slow, be very, very careful, not to have everything just be a huge mess. Now this part, I love this part. Actually sticking the hair in the head, it's my favorite part. It's the most satisfying. It feels good. And you also get to see the most progress when you do this. Like, you actually actively see, you know, the hair filling in the doll head, and you see the project manifesting and nearing completion. Like, it just feels super, super good and satisfying. Now, I'm almost done here, and next I'm gonna move into doing the part line. All right, let's knock out Twyla's side part. So, first thing I'll say is the hair that I'm using here, the plugs are just ever so slightly more thick than a standard plug. I section out hair just a little bit thicker here because I want my part line to be very full coverage. Now, you know, you don't want too much hair here, because one thing you're doing when you're doing a part line is you are sticking hair in the same hole, in the same plug twice. The first time I brush it over to Twyla's right side of her hair. The second time I'm sticking hair in the same plug, except this time I'm brushing that hair to the left side of Twyla's hair. And by repeating that process over and over again, right, left, and doing that, you get a nice, clean, seamless, full coverage part line. Now, some things to take note of is it is a little scary rooting in the same hole where there already is hair. You are gonna feel some resistance when you do that. And this is probably the most prone your rerooting tool will be to breaking. So be very cautious, be very slow. If you feel a lot of resistance doing the part line, take your rerooting tool out, you know, reassess, try it again. Like, don't force your rerooting tool in there. If you're feeling resistance, do not force it, because you're just gonna break your needle, and then you're gonna be sad and upset because you would then need a new needle. And once you finish the part line, here you can see my progress. Like, look how nice and clean and sleek that looks. That's what you're looking for right there. It just looks so good, and it really ties everything together. Now, I finished the rest of the part line off camera, and last step, we're almost there, well, kind of last step, but I'm taking some Fabri-Tac glue, and I am just putting that all inside the doll's head, and then I will sort of disperse it with a Q-tip. I only recommend using Fabri-Tac glue. Do not use Elmer's glue, do not use tacky glue, do not use any other type of glue. Fabri-Tac only, okay? After I disperse it with a Q-tip, I let this dry for 24 hours, and you are good to go. Okay, the actual last step in this process is setting the doll's hair with some boiling hot water, doing a quick boil wash. I use an electric kettle, douse the hair with some boiling hot water, and this is just gonna let the hair set in place and lay nice and flat against the doll's head. When you're rerooting and you stick the hair in, it's just way too puffy sticking out of the scalp, and this is going to eliminate that puffiness. And because the head's already hot, I just reapply it back to the body and we're good to go. Let her air dry and we can then move on to styling her. All right, I am back. Twyla is almost done. I'm not quite finished with this reroot. I do need to trim and style her hair. I rerooted her in mind with a specific style. I want to do that Ariana Grande Glinda hairstyle where the hair is kind of twisted back and then there's some nice bouncy curls. So yeah, the hair is going to be a little bit shorter. I'm not sure yet if I want to do like a front sort of like bouncy bang in the front. I'm not sure yet. So I'm going to play it by ear, but I'm going to style off camera and then come back and you'll see the end results, just because if I were to film the styling process, it would probably be like another 20 minutes to this already long video. But I just wanted to show what she looks like currently, just, you know, straight unstyled hair, because I love this as well. Like this is, for me, y'all know me, I love long doll hair. It always reminds me of like Totally Hair Barbie. Like I just love long, brushable doll hair. But I have other goals in mind for this specific Twyla. So, you know, we can't keep this forever. But I just want to highlight it real quick before I change it up. And in the past, like this would be an entirely acceptable end result for me. Like my Neon Frights Draculaura, this is basically what she looks like. Just long, nice, straight hair that I can brush through. But Twyla, you know, we got to do more to her. So enjoy this while it lasts. But we are going to zhuzh her up a little bit. I just wanted to kind of show y'all what she's looking like because, ooh, I love these colors on her. They're so pretty. And I also tried to like, I don't know, clean up the poly Twyla that I have over here. This one. So I gave her a little bang as well and try to fix her up. She's still really cute. Like I love this poly color on her. The quality is not great. You can see my ends are fried a little bit, but I tried my best. But she's still really cute. Like I still love the original hair color, but it's kind of fun seeing them side by side, like with these drastically different sort of hair colors going on. I don't know. I really like the fantasy. Okay, now let me style it, and with the power of editing, you will see the after result. All right, y'all, I am back and I'm all finished working on Twyla's hair. This took me forever. Styling this hair, curling it, figuring out how I was going to do this, but I'm done. And I'm sorry I did not film any of it, but as I mentioned, if I were to have filmed this, it would add like another 20 minutes to this video, and that's being generous. Like it's a lot of effort for me to do doll hair, so I just really wanted to focus and try to do my best. And I'm happy with it. I don't know if I'm like 100% in love. I always feel like I'm very critical of my own work and I'm like, ooh, but this could be better. And you know, what about this thing right here? But overall, I'm pretty happy with her. Let me move this gorgeous Twyla aside so we can really focus on the reroot, right? Because that's kind of what I was doing this whole video. Here she is up close, front facing. I did a new technique where I sewed this like front bang in place with some matching thread right there. You can see I've never done that before. I think it turned out pretty well just because I wanted that bang to stay attached in place in a very specific way. I don't even know if it's a bang. It's just kind of like this loose front curl right here, and I really like how it sort of helps frame her face. It's different. I don't know if I love it, but you know, it is what it is. And then you can kind of see the Glinda-esque hairstyle that I was going for. As I twirl Twyla, you'll see the back, which I'm in love with. Even this angle is like really, really pretty. But I did a fishtail braid, which I've never done before, so I'm proud of myself. I have these like twists right here, as you can see, and then I had all this extra hair and I didn't know what to do with it. And I was thinking to curl it, but yeah, I did this instead, a fishtail braid. I've never done it. This is my first time, so it's a little imperfect, but I'm in love with it. I think she looks really pretty, and I love the color blend, as you can see with all of the curls, how you can see those blues and purples and silvers. Like, it is just so beautiful. It's so majestic, and I love this color blend. And then a different technique I tried out for Twyla's curls is the ends of them are these really like circular ring-like shapes. And I was trying to evoke like the smoky wisps that Twyla is known for. If I turn her around, you can kind of see what I'm talking about, like on her leg. See how she has all those wisps, you know, even on her shirt. So I try to evoke that with her curls, and I like it. It's not my favorite, but you know, they look fine. Also, I use a lot of hairspray on my doll hair. Like, you can move this and tussle it and it's not going anywhere. This curl's kind of messed up, but like, ignore that. But yeah, I'm a huge proponent of hairspray because saran, I really think it needs the hairspray to sort of like keep the hair in place. I'm sure these curls will look like this like months from now because of all the hairspray that I added, so I recommend it. And that is the end results of my Twyla Reroot. Here's more front-facing shots. So pretty. Yeah, I wasn't sure how to do this, so I did a twist. I don't think the Glinda hairstyle is an actual twist. I think it's just the hair twisted back, but for Twyla, the proportions of Monster High dolls like are a little bit different because their heads are a lot larger, so I did an actual twist. And there she is. I really, really adore her. She was very ambitious from like the hair color that I chose and the placement as well as the hairstyle. But the rest of my Garden Mysteries reboots were also pretty ambitious, so I felt like she needed to be on par with those other dolls, which, speaking of, let me bring them out real quick. All right, I've brought the other ghouls from Garden Mysteries into the frame. Venus is just way too tall. Yeah, she's there. She's just very tall compared to Twyla and Draculaura, who are a lot shorter, but I love this lineup. Garden Mysteries is still my favorite, and I don't have all of Hollywood yet. I still need Caddy. I had issues with her. I ordered her, and like she was all types of wonky, so I ordered a replacement, and like I'm just waiting to get my Caddy. I really want her, but even with my first impressions of Hollywood, I do love those dolls, but still, I think my personal favorite series is Garden Mysteries. It's just more to my taste, I think, and these dolls just, they do something to me. I love them so much, and I really feel like Twyla with this new hair really completes this trio. I don't know, I love the colors. Like Draculaura and Venus have some like more pink tones going on, and I feel like the icy cool tone blue that Twyla brings in really helps round out this trio. I love them. They have my favorite faces, just top tier. And now that they're all rerouted with a lot nicer hair, they just look so good together. Ooh, yeah. I love this series, and I love this Twyla. I was a little bit nervous on how she was going to turn out with this hairstyle. I feel like I was kind of like very critical of myself because I wasn't sure if I liked it. But now seeing her on camera, I think she turned out a lot better, and I'm just being very judgmental and like hard on myself because I do think she looks very stunning. And that is all I have to share today. Thank you all so much for joining me on this rerouting journey, tagging along, watching all the behind the scenes on everything that, you know, goes into this. Well, almost everything. I didn't show you how I styled the hair, but you at least get to see the end results. I also think this angle for Twyla looks really good, like a 3/4 angle. Let's do them all at like a 3/4 angle. Let's see. Ooh, yeah, they look good. Ugh, I love these dolls. I love them so much. And I think my next project will probably be Buried Secrets Cleo. I've been saying that for like 2 months now, and it hasn't happened yet, but for sure, like I think I'm gonna do her next. So if you enjoyed today's video, stay tuned for Cleo, hopefully soon. I'm very excited for more future rerouts. There's so many polypropylene dolls that I have a plethora of dolls to work on. Like I am backlogged. So, you know, I have a lot of dolls to reroute, and I'm very excited to get started. Okay, well, that's all I have to share. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Eli. This is my channel, Draculasia, and I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, bye-bye.